we're good. So welcome everybody to our Canvas Town Hall. Just a couple of housekeeping things before we get started. We would like to note that this Town Hall meeting is being recorded and it will be made accessible in the ISU Town Hall archives for public viewing. With this in mind, we kindly ask all attendees to keep their microphones muted throughout the meeting. We encourage you to utilize the chat feature to submit questions at any point during the presentation. Answers will be provided following the presentation, ensuring an organized and respectful engagement for all participants. You should have received a chat from me. If you want to ask an anonymous question, send it to me. And now in turn, I'll go ahead and pass this over to Provost Adam Bradford.
Thanks so much, Michelle. Appreciate that. Hi, everyone. It's good to be with you this morning. I am glad for the opportunity that we have to gather and be able to sort of demonstrate some of the functionality of Canvas and have this opportunity to have this town hall. There's a couple of things I just wanted to say at the outset, and then I'm going to turn it over to Sasha and the ITRC team. First of all, as it relates to that team, they have done a hero's work, really putting together and bringing this LMS online to such a degree that we can now sandbox in it and begin to explore it and understand how we can integrate it into our teaching. I am so grateful for them because this has been a lot of work in a relatively short period of time, and they really have worked incredibly hard to make this possible at the same time that they continue to support Moodle and that LMS and try to provide the services that the campus requires. So they deserve all the accolades we can give them and our thanks. So thank you to the ITRC team for all that you have done to make this a reality, and to the others in the institution that I know have been supporting and working with them to make this a reality. So thank you. I also know that the decision to move to Canvas has been I hear on the regular from folks that are excited. I just had a conversation where someone said, is there any way that I can get out of sandbox access and into regular access in the next couple of months? And I chuckled because I had a conversation 2 days ago with someone who said, do we really have to do this? So I fully am aware that there are still a lot of mixed feelings about our transition to Canvas. We are transitioning to Canvas. We will ultimately be moving away from Moodle. You've seen the communications. I won't belabor those. So I for those that are cheering this move, we are working hard to make the move that we need to make and to get you into Canvas. For those that have concerns about it, I'm sorry for the disruption, and we are going to work really hard to make this transition as seamless and smooth and easy on you as we can. And we're committed to that. So, and we'll talk more about that. But really, our focus today is to sort of have this opportunity to meet, have ITRC talk a little bit about what's available to us, and then at the end of their presentation, they'll answer questions that are technical in nature. I'll be happy to answer any larger questions about implementation timelines or concerns that you might have. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn things over to Sasha.
Thank you. I appreciate that introduction and your appreciation for all the hard work that we've been doing. So I'll just say welcome again. Oh, we've got some live mic somewhere. Can everyone just make sure that their microphone is muted for now, and then we'll come off mute later when we have some questions and answer period. So welcome again. Thank you for joining us for this town hall meeting all about the Canvas transition. As interim provost, Adam Bradford mentioned, my name is Sasha Johnson. I am the acting team lead for the Instructional Technology Resource Center, also known as the ITRC. With me today is Lori Ostol and Lisa Kidder and Michael Spall from the ITRC as well, and they will be with us so that they can help answer questions that come up. Just to give you a little bit of an overview of where we're headed today in this presentation is We're going to discuss the transition timeline, and that includes where we are now and where we're going. We'll also cover the new Canvas transition and Canvas support websites that are available. And then we'll discuss the available training and resources that we have available, as well as cover the best approach for migrating content from Moodle to Canvas. And we'll present some next steps that you can take as part of this transition to get started. And lastly, we'll have plenty of time for your questions. So we'll go ahead and get started. If you do have questions, as Michelle mentioned, you can post them in the chat privately and anonymously through her, or in the general chat. Lori will also be monitoring that chat so that we can make sure that your questions get answered. So here we are, spring 2024. During what's left of the spring 2024 semester, you can be requesting those sandbox courses in Canvas. And we also have some training available that we'll talk about, and they are in the form of the ISU Canvas Basics. And then we also have the ISU Canvas Faculty Essentials course. So when you request your first sandbox course, you will automatically be enrolled in the ISU Canvas Faculty Essentials course. And then you can use your sandbox course to experiment and try things out as you work through that training. So as we head into summer 2024, you will still be able to continue requesting and working in Canvas Sandbox courses, and we'll have continued training for faculty. And while we realize that many faculty are off campus and off contract during the summer months, we wanted faculty to be able to access Canvas as soon as possible in case you would like to work on it during the summer months. During the fall 2024 semester, faculty can continue requesting and working in Sandbox courses again. We will also hold another Canvas Transition Town Hall during that semester, just to keep you posted and updated on the transition process and any details that come up as we're working through our sandboxing. And the date for that town hall is yet to be determined, but we will share those details as soon as they're available, and you can watch for those in the ISU Today and through the Provost's office. We'll also continue to have the faculty training available, and student training will also be available during the fall 2024 semester. Then moving into the spring 2025 semester, faculty can begin teaching in Canvas, and we will still have training available. Another town hall meeting will be scheduled during the spring 2025 semester just to help answer questions and provide a progress report. And then again, during the summer 2025 semester, faculty can continue teaching in Canvas, and the training opportunities will also continue. And all of this brings us to the fall 2025 semester, which is our target for full Canvas implementation, at which point all courses will be taught using Canvas. And we will also hold a Canvas transition town hall meeting and or celebration of our successful migration to Canvas. And just as a side note, the Moodle ISU data, our learning management system administrators will retain access to that data for 2 years, just in case of grade challenges and incompletes or accreditation information, things like that. So we will have a process in place for faculty to request that data if it is needed after the fall 2025 semester. And it will only be for 2 years. All of this information and more can be found on our Canvas Transition website. This is located at isu.edu/Canvas Transition. Please note that there is a hyphen between Canvas and Transition, just to make that URL a little more readable. This is a temporary website for the purposes of the Canvas transition. It's designed to be your one-stop shop for all things related to the Canvas transition, and it will be available throughout the transition. So here is where you'll find the timeline that we just went over. There is also a tab for cool features in Canvas under the What Can I Do in Canvas option. You can also find some background information on the Canvas transition, as well as some frequently asked questions or facts under that option. And then we also have the training and resources available on this website. Please be aware that this website will be updated throughout the transition, so you'll want to check back periodically, but any significant changes will be communicated to you through ISU Today and the Provost's office. So things that might get updated on here are the addition of a link to this recording, or the communications that have been sent out. We'll be sure to put those on the website. So those kinds of things will get updated, as well as training resources will get updated. But we'll also make the campus aware of any new resources that are available as they become available. So we also have a Canvas support website that is part of the ITRC website, and it has links to instructor guides and student guides, as well as links to learn more about how to get started in Canvas or how to use the course frameworks and course packs that we've created that are available on the Canvas Commons site. This website is going to persist long after the Canvas transition. These web pages here basically parallel what we've already been doing for Moodle ISU. So now you'll also have this Canvas section on the ITRC website that is available for you. Looking then at the training and resources that you can access from the Canvas transition website, you can see I'm on the training and resources page, and we have direct Canvas 24/7 Tier 1 support. You can find this information again on this website. And the links to the Canvas instructor and student guides are also available here again. To access this Canvas direct support, when you are logged into Moodle, you can select the help and training option at the bottom of the global navigation menu. And that will open your help and training options. So you have the option here of calling the Canvas hotline. There's also the option to chat with the Canvas support. And then we've also included the option to chat with someone at the ITRC. Our hours are listed here for convenience, and you can send a chat anytime, but please be aware that if we do receive chats outside of business hours, we will respond the following business day. This menu also includes a direct link to the ITRC website where you can make an appointment, find forms, or explore faculty training resources. And speaking of the ITRC, we are a valuable resource for Canvas support. We're here to support you during the transition and beyond. You can call us at 208-282-5880. You can also email all of the full-time staff using the itrc@isu.edu email. And then again, you can use that chat feature that's located in the Canvas help and training resources that we showed you just on the last slide. And we also have a link on the training and resources page for the ITRC where you can request faculty Canvas focused appointments. And we will, that meeting will be with a full-time staff member to help support you. Also starting this week, we have our Canvas focused drop-in hours, and those will go through summer 2024. These drop-in hours are going to be Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. On Tuesdays, we have Zoom and in person at the ITRC in Pocatello in the basement of the Oboler Library. On Wednesdays, we also have Zoom and in person in Pocatello. We also have in person in Meridian at the Skaggs Center, except for one date, and that's listed on the website here. There is one date, I think it's April 24th, that we were unable to book the room in Meridian. So that day we won't have it in person, but you can join on Zoom instead. So as we move forward with our migration, additional ISU-focused Canvas resources are going to be made available in the Tiger Tracks knowledge base, and we will be sure to post them on this website. And again, it's going to be important to keep an eye out for ISU Today announcements and additional messages from the Provost's office for those additional training opportunities and webinars, things like that we're going to offer. And again, this information is all on this website, so you do not have to memorize it right now. You can always come back to it. The ISU Canvas Basics can be accessed from both that Canvas transition website and the ITRC Canvas support web pages. These ISU Canvas Basics are in the form of a Get Started with Canvas web page. And so this resource includes the basics for all ISU faculty, staff, students. So it's things like where to find Canvas, the necessary technology for using Canvas, how to update your profile, as well as other valuable information that will help you get started using Canvas. And because this information is housed on the ITRC website, no login is required to access it. The ISU Canvas Faculty Essentials course, on the other hand, is housed in our Canvas instance. So again, when you request that first Canvas Sandbox course, you will automatically be enrolled in this ISU Canvas Faculty Essentials training course. And then you're getting not only the critical information for using Canvas for teaching, but also getting to experience that student perspective. So that's an important piece of that as well. It is a self-paced online course, and it provides training for importing your Moodle ISU course content into Canvas, accessing ISU course frameworks and examples, like I mentioned, that are on the Commons, the Canvas Commons site, and then navigating as an instructor, creating content, activities, and assessments, all of those things, just to name a few. And again, you can use your Sandbox course to practice what you are learning throughout that training. Lastly, for training and resources, we do have an option to schedule a couple of department workshops. So we have the option to have a workshop on transition timeline and details, as well as one on department hands-on workshops. So for the transition and timeline details workshop, we will come to your regularly scheduled faculty meeting and review the details of the timeline and answer any questions faculty may have. That workshop will take about 15 to 30 minutes, whereas the department hands-on workshop is a bring your own laptop experience where we will support a larger group as you work on importing course content, using the ISU course and module frameworks, moving videos, and just getting to know how your course works in Canvas. So for that, we can come to you, we can meet in the ITRC. We have a back lab that has an area for a lot of participants that we can meet in, or we can meet on Zoom. Also, please note that this workshop is going to be much more beneficial to participants if they have completed the ISU Canvas Faculty Essentials training course first. So once your faculty have done that, you can submit the form that we have linked here to request one of those workshops, and we will present to a larger group. So let's talk content migration. From our testing at the ITRC, we've identified that approximately 60% of Moodle ISU courses should transfer easily to Canvas. And I've also linked a document on these slides that gives a comparison of how things in Moodle will convert into Canvas. And this is just a screenshot from that document. This document can help you identify whether your course includes items such as certain question types or Moodle activities like the Moodle lesson that don't have a Canvas counterpart. And if that is the case, we recommend that you schedule an appointment with one of our full-time staff members so that we can help you think through how best to transform that particular activity or that question type for delivery in Canvas. For the courses that will transfer easily, the optimum way to move the content from Moodle to Canvas is going to be to create a backup of the Moodle course and then import it into Canvas. But before you do that, we need to make sure we do some pre-migration checks before we move the content. So we want to prepare the Moodle course. And again, I've linked to instructions to help with that, and we'll be sure and share the slides after this presentation. But this is a good time to re-examine course design as part of that normal continuous process of improvement that faculty engage in each time they teach a course. And as part of that, it's important to remove unused activities or unnecessary resources, things that you don't plan to use when you teach this course in Canvas. Part of this is also cleaning up the question bank because any unused questions in the Moodle question bank would come over to Canvas. So this is a way to help ensure that the quiz questions and the content, everything that you want is pulled into Canvas and nothing that you don't want. It'll also be important to identify any lecture videos that you want to continue using because we are going to have to migrate those to our new video management platform, which is called Panopto. So it will be important to identify any lecture videos you want to keep using and download them to your computer or have them in a place where we will be able to add them to our new video management platform. And we will have more information about Panopto coming out in April. We also strongly encourage you to run the Accessibility Plus toolkit that's available in Moodle and use the wizards to fix any accessibility issues to ensure that the course is as accessible as possible before we move it into Canvas. And again, I've linked to a resource that will help guide you through that process. Once that pre-migration checklist has been completed, you can back up your Moodle course and then, oops, I just went to the wrong thing. Sorry. I clicked on the link. Once that's done, you can back up your Moodle ISU course and then you can import it into the Canvas course. And lastly, you would do that side-by-side sort of housekeeping to ensure that everything came over correctly and complete those things such as updating your due dates and checking hyperlinks to make sure that they function. Again, you can use the ITRC drop-in lab for the drop-in hours for help during that process. We are available to help you with that. And then the next steps you can take are to request your first Sandbox course if you haven't already, which will get you access to that ISU Canvas Faculty Essentials training. Within there, you can experiment in your Canvas Sandbox course as you complete the ISU Canvas Faculty Essentials. You'll want to complete those pre-migration checks and cleaning up your Moodle course and then create and download that backup of your course. Then you can request additional Sandbox courses for the specific course you'll be teaching in Canvas, and then import that backup into the Canvas Sandbox course and create and perform those housekeeping checks on the Canvas course to ensure that everything came over correctly and that the dates are updated and the hyperlinks function correctly, that everything is working as expected. So after trying to drink from that fire hose, we welcome any questions that you may have.
Hey, Sasha, I do have a question from the chat.
Yes.
So Dr. Bradford had mentioned being asked from faculty if they could start using Canvas early. This person who submitted the question has also been asked this from some of his faculty as well who have used Canvas at their previous institution. Would that be possible for them to start using it in fall?
We are trying to focus on the student experience right now. During the pilot, we did get some feedback from students that it was confusing. They didn't know where to find their Canvas course, so they had some difficulty there. So what we are asking is that faculty who are looking to start early, reach out to the ITRC. So send us an email with, and Lisa can probably answer this a little bit better. We have specific information that we would like, you know, the course that you plan on teaching early, the rationale for using Canvas early, those kinds of things, so that we can then keep a list and see how many requests we get and see if we can accommodate that.
Okay, great. I've got a few more questions coming in. The next one is, okay, this might be along the same lines. Can we begin using Canvas for our classes in spring of 2025 if we want to?
Yes, that is the plan, is that faculty can start teaching in Canvas during the spring 2025 semester.
And then will we also lose community Moodle? Is there a comparable community Canvas?
We do not have a sort of community instance of Canvas as of yet. And Dr. Bradford might have to speak more to that.
Yeah, it's a great question, and I think we're still sort of conducting essentially price cost analyses and what we might need to use that for. So I'm aware of some of those needs, and we don't want to leave. We want to try to transition as successfully, fully, and completely as we can. But we also, you know, we've been relying on Moodle for many, many years, and we're not anxious to do damage in this transition. So that is a large question, but frankly, we kind of have to get a little bit into the weeds to understand all of the usage related to something like Community Moodle and what we may be able to actually successfully transition and what we might have to keep in place for some specialized instructional use of that particular instance. So it's not a question that I can answer very easily in a forum like this without getting into the details. But I will say, if you've got needs specific to that, please help us understand what those are so that we can begin working with you to attend to those.
Thank
Thank
you. Next question is about staff who use Moodle for student evaluations. Is that going to be a thing? And if so, what training is available for that?
I do not know what the course evaluation procedure looks like with Canvas. That is one of the logistics that has to be worked out. And again, Dr. Bradford might be able to speak more.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I appreciate that. So we're currently looking at a couple of different solutions for integrating or for being able to set up a system for course evals. We will have that in place, no question. We've got a couple of different options that we can use. And really for us, it's just vetting functionality and cost associated with that. So we just want to make sure that we've got the right tool and that we feel comfortable with it. And so that is a great question. We're sort of doing ongoing research. We'll definitely have it in place by the time it's needed, and we'll have more info on that for you in the future. For the time being, sort of just focusing on helping people get into the sandboxing sort of aspect of Canvas and beginning to orient themselves with that. But we will have those other pieces all ironed out by the time we're ready to go live.
Because that does also bring up, one of the reasons that it may be difficult to teach in Canvas during the fall 2024 semester is things like course evaluations. If they're located in Moodle, are the students going to know to go to the Moodle course to complete the course evaluations? The Barnes & Noble ISU book bundle, that's going to be in the Moodle course. So if the faculty member is teaching in Canvas, they'll need to make sure that the students know how to access the LTI through Moodle and things like that. So there are some things that we need to think about regarding the early teaching access.
I appreciate that, Sasha. And that's what, when that question was asked, I know we've got some very eager early adopters, and we do want to be careful with that because as Sasha mentioned, thinking about the student experience and how this fits in with some of the other moving pieces that are currently sort of at play. ASISU's book bundle that they've been sponsoring and coming through, as she mentioned, integrating the piece with faculty or course evaluations. We want to make sure that we don't rush this and compromise that experience or create added difficulties. We want to be careful as we go through this, but we do want to accommodate as many folks as we can. So you're going to need to bear with us, those that are eager and anxious to adopt, as we sort of look at how the solutions to some of those questions begin to emerge as we move this forward. There's still a little bit of water to go under some of those bridges.
Thank you.
Another question from the chat. I've heard there are no Canvas spaces if there is not an associated ISU course. Are there any options for a Canvas space for non-course content delivery? They mentioned general professional program content, which applies for a student for a full year.
I can answer this one,
Yeah,
Sasha, if you want me
I
to.
was gonna defer to Michael, but I will say that the Canvas transfer tool that we are
Yeah.
currently using will hopefully allow us to be able to do that.
Yeah, that's one of the things we've been working hard to ensure, and using the Canvas transfer tool, we believe we have a solution that will allow things that are not a direct academic section, and some of the things that Cindy Bundy is referencing are, and that apply to the physician's assistants, but apply to nursing and a lot of other programs, are what often get called home rooms, and year-long courses, and some of these things are even like laser safety and hazardous waste safety courses. the 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 purchasing card training and things like that. So we believe we have a process that will help allow us to do that. And so right now we don't see a problem with providing these things that are academic in nature, but are not a direct replication of an academic course.
And as Lisa mentioned in the chat, these will still be ISU people only. So it won't be like Moodle ISU community with non-ISU people. It is courses, non-academic courses for ISU participants. Hopefully that helped. Are there any other questions, Michelle? No?
There is one that Lisa answered in the chat, but I just wanted to bring it up, was about how to move a course from the Canvas sandbox to production. And Lisa mentioned it in chat, but yes, there's an import process where you can move content from one Canvas course to another Canvas course.
So it is similar to what happens in Moodle ISU now, where you have a previous semester course and you go to course reuse and you can import the material from your previous Moodle course to your current Moodle course. Canvas has a similar process, and we will definitely have documentation to help with that.
We got another question from the chat. Many of our courses are taught by adjuncts. Will there be support from ITRC to transition those courses, or is that a department responsibility?
So you're talking about courses that I think, yeah, I know what as I think through my answer, sorry. Yes, I think in those cases, I think it will be a departmental responsibility to work with the ITRC. And I think on those, we will have to work together to find the best way to take care of those. Because you're talking about courses that aren't assigned to any one particular faculty and often get adjuncts assigned shortly before the start of classes. And so, yes, I think that this will involve cooperation between the departments and the ITRC on those courses.
Absolutely. We are here to to work through those logistics with faculty and departments. So if it's something where you wanted to invite us to one of the regular faculty meetings and we can discuss things, or we can use the drop-in hours, you can always stop by the ITRC in Pocatello, down in the basement of the Oboler Library. We have someone here who can help, and we can think through those things.
We also had a question, if they build their course in the sandbox, is it easy then to import it into the actual live course with students in it?
Yes. Again, it's as easy as it is now in Moodle, or comparable to how it is in Moodle now.
And an additional follow-up to the previous question about some of these courses that are taught by instructors and adjuncts. One of the things is your department will be the expert in the teaching of the course. So I can claim to be a Canvas an expert and an LMS expert, but we would definitely need the departments to make sure the organization of the course is done right, and the content, and that the teaching objectives are being met by the transferred course.
Another question from the chat. Are the sandboxes and courses from the pilot program the same as what we are transitioning to, or do we need to request new ones?
If you have a sandbox course from the pilot, you can still use it, I believe, right, Michael? They're still on the instance.
Yes, they would still exist, and if you taught in the pilot and you know you like the structure of your of that course that you taught with, you would be able to import that into a future Canvas course. I think the one thing would be to make sure that you get into the Canvas Essentials course and the some of the other training stuff to make sure that uh, that you're in those courses, because
And
that's gonna.
seeing all of the resources that are available to you, like we mentioned, the course packs
Mhm.
for things like online proctoring, and it's easy for you to import that into your course now. Frameworks for, go ahead.
Yeah, because I was just gonna say we had courses, we had stuff to help with the pilot, but I mean, we've improved all those courses essentially.
And the idea is that you have a sandbox course that you can play in, you can make your changes and update it and have it ready for, this is the ideal way I want to teach this course, where no students are going to be in that course ever. And then you can import that into your live course, or, the course that you are teaching, versus taking like the course that you taught in the pilot and making changes to it after students have done things. That kind of changes what the course was when the students took it. So we would recommend having a sandbox course dedicated for that course, and then you could import into that and then make your updates before moving it to the current semester course.
Next question, the purchasing P-card training course is in Moodle. Will we be able to migrate that to Canvas?
Yes. That's
Yes.
the part of the Canvas transfer tool will allow us to have things that are not a direct academic course.
We will have a form that can be filled out with the course information. Any
And
users that would need to be added.
And I would encourage whoever's, I mean, and it can be multiple people, but I'd have each individual that's kind of in charge of that purchasing card training course to sign up for a sandbox course and go through the Canvas training.
And we've been saying that it's available for faculty. Is it now available for staff? Since we got the Canvas transfer tool in place?
I think so, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's yeah, I mean, clearly, I mean, with everything there'll be a whole timing component to everything.
And we have a question about the size of the Moodle backup files. They're asking about what size they are. They're thinking about the transition with the Google storage limits, and saying that it seems difficult to download all the course videos, download all the Moodle backups. So their question is focused on what size are they looking at with downloading everything from Moodle?
That will
Depends.
that will really vary on the course, because some people have let their Moodle courses get incredibly large. There are Canvas does impose storage limits to the storage within Canvas. I will say that I mean, in general, you would download the backup of your course to your computer, and then from your computer restore it to Canvas. But as far as long-term storage of your course backups, like a departmental thing, I would get a hold of ITS and communicate with them. They are the ones that would be the best experts for how to departmental storage and long-term backups and things like that. I mean, I could provide like advice, but I really think working with ITS on that would be your best bet.
Yeah, because I know during the faculty senate meeting, someone expressed concern about not having enough storage space on their computer hard drive. I know with a lot of the cloud storage, folks aren't getting the larger hard drives on their laptops because everything's in the cloud. So it
Mhm.
may be that they don't have anywhere to put it. So we
Yeah,
can
and that-
definitely understand that, and we're willing to work with faculty.
Yeah.
Reach out to us. We're here to help. We can brainstorm and figure out a way to get things.
And
done.
my quick solution to that, like if it's a literal, I don't have enough space on my hard drive, or I'm kind of like I have a virtual computer where I don't even really have an OS on the computer. The what I would recommend is come down to the ITRC, and you could use one of our computers to do the backup and restore, and then we would remove that backup, so it wasn't just lying around on our computers. But if it was just simply I need this download to restore, but as far as like long-term storage, again, I would work with ITS on that. And then, but if you need, we have computers in our front lab that people are more than welcome to use.
And maybe Sasha, Michael, you could speak just a little bit. If memory serves, Panopto is there, talk a little bit about that integration and how that's going to help with managing video storage, so that folks can sort of get their heads around how that might
Yeah,
function.
and so we will be going working with Panopto and getting trained and really up to speed with Panopto at the start of April, and then we'll have faculty training, and so I mean we'll have very concrete steps for people to take. But one of the things is Panopto will integrate with both Moodle and Canvas, and so people, once we have Panopto up and going and people trained on how to use it, people will be able to make their adjustments with videos in their Moodle courses and then hopefully that will help us with the transition as well from Moodle to Canvas. I don't know if Sasha or Lori want to speak more on the Panopto on the details, but it's a video storage solution. It has captioning. There are storage limits for videos in Canvas, so we really do need to be focused on the Panopto as the video solution.
And not only that, it's a centralized location. We don't have to
Mhm.
worry about ownership. There are a lot of videos from the distance learning classroom that we have on an ITRC video,
Mhm.
Gmail, Google Drive. And by doing
Reuse.
it this way, by doing it this way, we're going to try to start from scratch so that it's just the videos that need to be moved over, so that we don't have videos from 2008 still on there. It provides archiving for unused videos. There's analytics to see how many people have viewed videos. There's the option for interactive quizzing within videos. So even though we're losing Google Drive, we're gaining a dedicated video platform. So it's going to be much more beneficial and much more bang for the buck.
And I think one of the things that I mentioned it, but I'll just stress it again. It's the captioning and accessibility that we really hope to be able to take advantage of. That it will make it easier for faculty to ensure that their videos are captioned and accessible.
It's also easier to find things as well, because if I remember right, they have like a character recognition on, say, PowerPoint slides. So then it gets converted to text, and students can actually search for text on a PowerPoint slide within a video. Yeah, it'll be really good. It's actually been a long time coming, so we're really excited for that project. And Lori, I don't know, Lori is going to head up Panopto here. So I don't know if you have anything else that you wanted to mention about it. Hopefully it's fairly straightforward. It's gotten good reviews from folks, and other institutions in Idaho are using it as well.
Yeah, we're excited about it because it will help us to meet accessibility requirements on all of our materials. So far, it's just kind of been hit or miss. And helping with students who need accommodations, we've been focusing on those. But with the ability to turn on the automatic captioning, that's going to be a huge benefit, as well as the ability for students to search within a video for certain locations. In the past, we haven't been able to get any analytics from video viewing, either from Moodle or Google. And this will provide you with analytics so that you know how long they've watched it, who's watched it, all those kind of things to help you determine, if your content is being used correctly.
Mhm.
And the auto archiving, I think, is going to be incredibly helpful as well, so that things that aren't in use get archived in a timely manner and in a more automated manner.
Yeah, I
For
mean,
us.
and just from a technical perspective, an LMS, you tune an LMS regardless of whether it's Canvas or Moodle, differently than you tune a server to serve videos. They're really two distinct purposes that really need different types of systems.
I will say that using a system like this, the embed and the experience for the learners in your class is much, much better. So you'll see a much smoother experience in using videos in your class.
And a much more consistent approach across campus. And I did see that a question came in about Zoom cloud recordings.
We'll still be using Zoom and still using the Zoom cloud recording. That process is not changing.
Correct. And I don't know if they can be imported automatically and tracked in Panopto. It might be an additional cost to have that integration between the two.
Yeah, and
But
if I
we'll
rem-
find out and keep that as a
Sasha,
question.
I think I know the answer to this. We could do that and it would have affected our cost, but also it would tend to be an all or nothing. So that would be a solution if we did not want to use the Zoom recording cloud recording area. So that, the university could end up making that decision in the future, but for right now, to not disrupt what we're doing in Zoom, that's why we made the decision. Some was cost related, but some also was to not try to make too many changes all at once.
Right, because there are a lot of changes. Faculty are facing so many changes right now. Because I know someone did ask in the chat also when Panopto was going to be available, and we can begin moving files in April. Yeah.
Yep.
And
So
Sasha,
hopefully,
another.
yes.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay, I have another question when you're ready.
Go ahead.
Okay, so they asked, what if we used Moodle Community for application services into a school program, and some of those applicants are not ISU people?
So yeah, right now I would continue using Moodle ISU Community until until we have a definite solution besides Moodle ISU Community for an LMS for non-ISU people. Just keep using Moodle ISU Community. It's a solution that the university will have to come up with. But for right now, just keep using Moodle ISU Community.
Yeah, that again is that larger discussion about whether we'll have something to replace it.
And then I'm not sure if this one might have already been answered, but are the Canvas storage limits lower than Moodle storage limits?
Yes. There's a page, I'll Google it really quick, that specifies them. But I believe 500 megabytes per course and 50 megabytes per user. Some things don't count against the limits, like some student submissions and stuff. And then 500 megabits for a video is the limit. So Canvas has storage limits. And the thing is, even if we adjusted those storage limits, the Canvas will charge for storage. So again, this all ties into a university-wide solution for some of this stuff, but the storage in Canvas is not free.
And as we found out with Google Drive, storage is not free, even
Yep.
when we say it's free.
Mhm.
I know, Marjana, you had asked me a question too about the My ISU link to Canvas. I don't think we're quite ready to put it in My ISU yet, but there will be a Canvas.
Figured
You
there
will
would.
be able to-
I wondered if you might want to have the sandbox in there. Under the fact
Yeah,
that
let's,
we can restrict it to
I
just.
think some of the discussions, because we've been working with the group at the group that meets to discuss cards,
Okay.
but some of the discussion was, again, not to confuse students, to have students going over to Canvas.
well, we can have a different conversation about that too, Marjana.
Mhm.
Thank you
That's
for
my
reaching
intent.
out. I just wanted to say, yeah, that I got that and I'll reach out to you and we'll
Okay.
see what.
Mhm.
Okay.
So I think we want to just essentially target it to faculty to start with.
And we could with my,
right.
was that.
Right.
And Sasha and Michael, maybe just quickly, because I know we're coming up on the end of the hour. We've got a few more minutes, but I was just for clarification's sake, because I can imagine some folks may be wondering about this with sort of Panopto's integration and its serving in the way that it serves. How does that, if it's acting as a video warehouse, how does that impact the use of some of those of that data bandwidth that's assigned to each course? In other words, yeah, can you just talk about
Yeah,
that?
so essentially it relieves it. I mean, that's why we've always instead of uploading things to Moodle, to have things in Google Drive before Google started charging us. So yes, that will be the benefit to using Panopto for our videos, as we will not be running up against Canvas storage limits.
And the same thing goes for the Zoom cloud recordings as well. So they count against the Zoom cloud storage or the Panopto storage, but they don't count toward the Canvas or the learning management system storage.
Because essentially you have a small snippet of HTML code, either a direct link or an embed that, like Lisa was mentioning, and that's all that's inside the LMS. The video is actually out on the in the Panopto cloud, and the other advantage to a true video storage solution is, again, thinking of students with, well, and even some people in Pocatello with low bandwidth, is that Panopto will be transcoding the videos into multiple video sizes. And so if I'm on Sparklight and Sparklight is having one of those bad days, I will be getting a lower bit rate video, but I'll still be able to watch it successfully. Hopefully, depends on what kind of internet problems there are, but that's part of the advantage of the video solution, is that things will be transcoded, and this will all happen automatically. And then just like when you watch something on YouTube, sometimes you think, oh, the video quality is a little reduced, but that's, to me, with the bandwidth that you have.
Did that help clarify that, Adam?
Yeah, that's why I just
Okay.
wanted folks, so there wasn't panic about, oh my word, I'm not going to be able to host the videos
Yeah.
on the Canvas site because I'm going to run up against that limit. Well, actually, the videos will be being hosted over in Panopto, and so we
Right.
won't. Yeah, that's not going to be an issue. So I appreciate you
Right.
clarifying.
Absolutely.
Another question kind of about that is, would you recommend saving our videos to YouTube with a link in Canvas?
That is a way to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, that's, and then of course, YouTube will have its limits as well. I mean, it's part of the Google universe. But yeah, that's a very valid, legitimate solution.
I will say at the same time, don't make a final decision until you see what Panopto has.
Yeah.
Because there's some really cool tools with Panopto that make your life much easier. So
And since we're talking about videos, I'll just put a plug in for the library. There's a lot of things that are copyrighted and things like that that people want access to, like videos and things. Work with the library and to see what access the library can provide. And I know that also the ISU Legal has been providing workshops, and there's a recording that also speaks about copyright. And I know that they'd be willing to talk to a department if you have a lot of copyright concerns.
Yes, we don't want full-length feature films that are copyright protected on Panopto. Please don't do that.
Well, I appreciate it. I know we're at the end of the hour. If there are additional questions that folks have, please don't hesitate to reach out. As you can see, we really do, and I'm not just saying this, we have a fantastic ITRC team. These are incredibly knowledgeable folks who do a lot of work to support teaching and learning in the institution, and I'm really grateful for all they've done. This is a big lift, and yes, thank you, Dr. Appleby, for the clapping hands. We should definitely give them clapping hands. I'm really grateful for their hard work. This is going to go, we're going to be okay through this. This is going to transition smoothly, and it's in large part because of the expertise of these folks. They know what they're doing and they know what the needs are going to be, and we're all proactively looking to try to help in this transition. So there are things to be excited about here. There's a lot of as what we were just talking about. We're trying to be innovative as we do this and look for solutions for things that that will make will give you more tools and more functional tools in a way, which is not saying anything about Moodle. It's just saying that we're looking for to preserve functionality and enhance the learning experience and give you tools to be able to do the things that we know you need and want to do in the classroom. So please reach out to them if you've got technical other questions. Feel free to reach out to me if you've got questions that you feel like I might be able to answer for you, or concerns you want to chat about. Thank you for being here. Thank you to the ITRC team. Thanks to Michelle for sort of running the show today. And it's really great to be with you all. And we will have more information for you soon, but don't hesitate to request those sandbox courses and we'll get the ball rolling. So thanks, everybody. Really appreciate it. And thank you again to the ITRC team.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks.